Good morning, dear children, and welcome back for your English online classes. In the previous class, I taught you the new chapter from Moments, that is, the adventures of Toto. In this chapter, I told you about adventure, about Toto. Who is Toto? A little baby monkey. And I also told you about how grandfather bought Toto from a Tonga driver with sum of 5 rupees and how he decided that he should add the little monkey to his private zoo. Then I told you about Toto. How Toto looks? He was a pretty monkey with bright eyes, sparkled with mischief beneath deep set eyebrows, pearly white teeth. I also told you about his hands. It used to look like dried up as though they had been pickled in the sun for many years. And how he used to use his tail as a third hand. Most probably used it to hang from a branch. Then I told you about grandmother, that how she always used to get fussed when grandfather brought home some new bird or animal. So the narrator and the grandfather decided not to tell anything to the grandmother. Then how they kept Toto in a little closet. Closet means a storeroom. Then how he had done all the mischievous things by scratching the walls, wallpaper, everything. Then I told you about how grandfather was not worried and he was happy after seeing Toto's performance. And he told the narrator that if we would have given time to Toto, then he would have tied the torn pieces of the narrator's blazer and make it into a rope and made his escape from the window. Then I told you yet now, Toto's presence in the house was a secret, and now Toto was transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarter, where grandfather's pets lived sociably, like tortoise, rabbit, squirrel, goat. Then I also told you about grandfather who had to leave for Dehradun next day to collect his pension from Saharanpur. And unfortunately, the narrator cannot go with him. But after coming back, grandfather told him what all things happened. How grandfather fought with the ticket collector. How he asked that Toto is a dog. He made comparison. Then I told you about how grandfather showed his tortoise and told that if you're charging money or if you're taking money for all the animals, then you have to tell me what is the cost of my tortoise. Then the ticket collector, he said, it's not a dog, so I will not charge anything for the tortoise. All these things I told you. Then I showed you the picture of Saharanpur station, how the people, those who are standing over there, the onlookers, how they are looking on this Toto, the ticket collector, as well as grandfather, and they are laughing on them. Until here, I have explained you the story. Now, I will proceed with the next part of the story. So let's start with reading. When Toto was finally accepted by grandmother, he was given a comfortable home in the stable, where he had for a companion the family donkey, Nana. On Toto's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see if he was comfortable. To his surprise, he found Nana without apparent cause, pulling at her halter and trying to keep her head as far as possible from a bundle of hay. So finally means in the end. In the end, grandmother accepted Toto, and Toto was given a comfortable, a very ease place at home in the stable. What do you mean by stable? Place where horses are kept. A place where horses are kept. So Toto was also given a comfortable home in the stable, and Toto got a companion in the stable. And who was that companion? The family donkey. What is the name of the family donkey? Nana. So Nana was the family donkey who acted as a companion for Toto. On Toto's first night in the stable, what happened on Toto's first night in the stable? Grandfather thought that, okay, it's first night for Toto in the stable. So first of all, I have to visit to see if Toto was comfortable in the stable or not. And when grandfather reached to the stable, to his surprise, he found Nana without apparent cause. Apparent means clean and clear. Okay, so he was clean and clear means when grandfather reached in the stable, he was surprised after seeing the donkey without any clean and clear reason. Unnecessarily means grandfather was not knowing any reason why the donkey is doing like this. What like this? The donkey was pulling at her halter and trying to keep her head as far as possible from a bundle of hay. So this was clean and clear means it was without any apparent cause, without any clean and clear cause, the donkey Nana was pulling at her halter. Halter means a rope or strap. So she was just pulling her halter and trying to keep her head away. As far as possible, she was trying to keep her head away from the bundle of hay. So this was totally unimaginable. It was not understandable by grandfather that why this donkey is doing like this. Then what happened? See, grandfather gave Nana a slap across her haunches. Haunches means back part of the body. So what grandfather after seeing that why this Nana is doing like this, so what he did, he just slapped across her haunches, slap across the donkey's haunches, and she jerked back. Jerked back means got back at home. So she came back after getting slapped from grandfather. Came back to her place, dragging Toto with her. And what she did, she pulled Toto also with her. He had fastened on to her long ears with his sharp little teeth. And this mischievous Toto, what he had done, he fastened on to her long ears. He had a tight grip on the long ears of the donkey with his sharp little teeth. Poor donkey. Grandfather slapped the donkey. Though grandfather was not knowing anything about her, that why she is not eating the hay, that's why grandfather slapped across her haunches. But as he slapped across her haunches, and when the donkey jerked back, taking or pulling Toto also with her, then grandfather has seen that how Toto had a tight grip onto the long ears with his sharp little teeth over the donkey. From this time onwards, Toto and Nana never became friends. After all these things, Toto and Nana, they never became friends. A great treat for Toto during cold winter evenings was the large bowl of warm water given him by grandmother for his bath. He would cunningly test the temperature with his hand, then gradually step into the bath, first one foot, then the other, as he had seen me doing. Seen me doing whom? The narrative. Okay. Until he was into the water up to his neck. So, a great treat for Toto. What was the great treat for Toto? During a cold winter evening. During cold winter evenings, that was the great treat for Toto as large bowl of warm water. As large bowl of warm water was given to him for taking bath. By whom? By the grandmother. He would cunningly test the temperature. So, what Toto did? First of all, he cunningly means with cleverness. With cleverness, he checked the temperature with his hand, checked the temperature of water, that whether it is hot or not, whether it is good for me to take bath in this water or not. Then gradually step into the bath. Then he slowly step into the bath, and just like the narrator, what he did, first of all, he put his one foot inside the water and then the other, until he was into the water up to his neck, and he did so until he was into the water up to his neck. Once comfortable, he would take the soap in his hands or feet and rub himself all over. When the water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. If anyone laughed at him during this performance, Toto's feelings would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. One day, Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. So, what's given over here? That until he was into the water up to his neck. After that, when he feel comfortable, when he settled himself, when he placed himself inside that warm ball of water, when he feel that okay, now I am feeling comfortable, then what he did, he would take the soap in his hand or feet and start rubbing the soap himself all over his body. And when the water became cold, then what he did? When water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could go to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. Just imagine that a monkey taking bath suddenly felt that okay, now I am feeling cold, now the water is not hot, and running to the kitchen fire and standing over there so that he can feel hot inside the kitchen. This performance looks very, very funny. But Toto doesn't like this. If Toto sees that all this performance anyone else is seeing, and if that person is laughing at Toto, then Toto's feeling would get hurt and he refused to take a bath. One day Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. And one day what happened? Toto was succeeded in boiling himself alive. How he was succeeded? Let's see. A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea, and Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, he got in, with his head sticking out from the open kettle. This was just fine for a while, until the water began to boil. Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, sat down again. He continued hopping up and down for some time until grandmother arrived and howled him, half boiled out of the kettle. Then what happened? A large kitchen kettle had been left. Kettle means what? In which we are boiling water. Okay. So a large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea and Toto. What grandmother did? She kept a large kitchen kettle on the fire so that water, the boiled water, half should be given to Toto to take bath and half for the tea. Finding himself with nothing better to do, Toto found himself that he has nothing to do. So what he decided? He decided to remove the lid. Lid means the covering of the kettle. So Toto decided that now I should have to remove the lid of the kettle. Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, he just touched and he has seen that okay, the water is warm enough to take a bath. So, what he did? He got in with his head sticking out from the open kettle. He got inside that kettle in that warm water, and his head was outside the kettle. This was just fine for a while. For a while, he thought that okay, now I'm feeling very happy, very comfortable that I got warm water. Now I can take a bath. Nicely, I'll take bath and I'll come out. But after some time, what happened? Until the water began to boil. As you know, that the water was already on the fire. And as the water began to boil, Toto then raised himself a little. Then Toto, what he did? He raised himself a little. Maybe he was feeling the hotness of the boiled water. So he raised himself a little. But finding that outside it's very cold, again he sat inside the kettle. He continued hopping up and down. Hopping means jumping. The water was now boiled fully and it was totally hot. So now Toto was not able to sit inside that kettle, and he continued hopping. He continued jumping up and down for some time until grandmother arrived. Over there. When grandmother reached over there, what she did? She howled at him. She carried him half boiled. Toto was half boiled. When grandmother arrived over here, she found that Toto was half boiled. Carried Toto half boiled out of the kettle. By this you can understand that Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. And if grandmother, she didn't reach over there on time, then Toto would be no more. Next para. If there is a part of the brain specially devoted to mischief, that part was largely developed into Toto. He was always tearing things to pieces. Whenever one of my aunts came near him, he made every effort to get hold of her dress and tear a hole in it. One day at lunchtime, a large dish of pulao stood in the center of the dining table. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice. My grandmother screamed, and Toto threw a plate at her. One of my aunts rushed forward and received a glass of water in the face. When grandfather arrived, Toto picked up the dish of pulao and made his exit through a window. We found him in the branches of the jackfruit tree, the dish still in his arms. He remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice, determined on finishing every grain. And then, in order to spite grandmother, who had screamed at him, he threw the dish down from the tree and chattered with delight when it broke into 100 pieces. So what's given over here? If there is a part, the narrator is saying that if there is a part of brain specially devoted to mischief, specially devoted to doing something bad or naughty, that part was largely developed into Toto, as he was always tearing the things to pieces. And whenever the narrator's aunts came near him, what Toto did? He made every effort to get hold of her dress. He used to make every effort to have a grip on the dress of her aunt and tear a hole in it. And every time, whenever he grabs the dress of the aunt, he tear a hole in it. Then what happened one day? One day at lunchtime, a large dish of pulao stood in the center of the dining table. So, one day at the lunchtime, a large dish of pulao. Pulao everybody knows, no? I don't have to explain you about pulao. Is it? So, pulao stood in the center of the dining table. And narrator and aunts and all, we entered. We entered means the narrator is telling about his family. That we entered the room to find Toto. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice. Stuffing means filling up, eating up. Okay, as they entered the room, they find that Toto was stuffing himself with rice, the rice of pulao. My grandmother screamed. The narrator's grandmother screamed means she shouted, she cried loudly and shouted. And Toto threw a plate at her. And after hearing the screaming noise, what Toto did, he threw the plate on her. One of my aunts rushed forward, and one of the narrator's aunt, she rushed forward. And what happened? And received a glass of water in the face. As Toto seen that the aunt is coming near him, what he did? He just threw the glass of water on the face of aunt. When grandfather arrived, what Toto did? Toto picked up the dish of pulao. That heavy dish of pulao Toto picked up and he got out through a window. And where he went? He found him in the branches of jackfruit. Jackfruit, what is jackfruit? A kind of fruit used as a vegetable also. Okay, in Hindi we are calling it as kathal. Is it? So, what we found? The narrator and the family found that the Toto was sitting on the jackfruit tree. And the dish still in his arms. And the dish was still in Toto's arms. And Toto remained over there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice. He was eating slowly the rice and determined, and he was totally determined. Determined means made up. He made up his mind that I have to finish this. And on finishing every grain, means every grain of rice he wants to finish. And then in order to spite grandmother, and then in order to insult, spite means insult, and then in order to insult grandmother, what Toto did? Why he wants to insult grandmother? Because grandmother screamed at him. That's why he was very angry, and he thought that okay, now I have to insult grandmother, and for that he threw the dish down from the tree. From the jackfruit tree, he threw the dish of grandmother and chattered with delight. Chattered means monkeys are chattering, no? Made out a sound. And chattered with delight when it broke into 100 pieces. And this Toto monkey just chattered delightfully. He chattered very happily. He chattered that when he has thrown the dish down, it has been broken into 100 pieces. Obviously, Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long. Now the narrator is saying something. Let's see. Obviously, Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long. Even grandfather realized that. We were not well to do and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes, cloths, curtains, and wallpaper. So grandfather found the Tonga driver and sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. So at the end what happened? The narrator and his family, everybody now, they thought that okay, it's obviously that Toto was not the sort of pet. Toto was not, clearly they thought that no, Toto was not the sort of pet which can stay with him like the other pets which they were having. Even his grandfather, even the narrator's grandfather also realized that no, we cannot keep this monkey anymore. And the narrator is saying that we were not well to do and could not afford. He's saying that we were not well to do. Well to do means we were not that much rich that we can bear all the frequent loss of dishes, cloths, curtains, and wallpaper. So grandfather, what he did? After seeing that, okay, we are not rich to bear this monkey, as he was repeatedly doing the loss of dishes, clothes, curtains, and wallpaper. So grandfather, what he did? He went to the same. Anyhow, he found that Tonga driver and sold back Toto to him for only 3 rupees. So this was the adventures of Toto. I hope you all understood that how a small little monkey, he just made hell the life of the narrator and his family, and how he was making mess in the house, as well as with the neighbors, as well as with the ticket collector, and how he behaved with the narrator's aunt's grandmother, and how he boiled himself. All these things were there in this chapter. It was totally a funny chapter, but keeping an animal like this doesn't make any sense, because once or twice you can bear all the things, all the naughtiness an animal can do. But if it continues, then if it frequent, if it is repeated, then it's not at all possible for a person to bear the things. Okay? So dear children, this chapter finishes up here now, and I'll give you the notes through the PDF. Okay? Thank you children.